Hi, this is Kim Pinkney and welcome to my channel. Alrighty, so today I am going to start off showing my progress on my Ariana Grande pizzeria, drive-in, diner girl, inspired by Tatted Hearts, because I probably would not have come up with this idea on my own. Uh, Tatted Hearts had said that her name kind of sounded like pizza, and I'm like, ooh, pizza, pizzeria. And then I started thinking of these, what is it called? These little 50s diner girls that had roller skates. I think they had them at rallies at one time in the past and stuff like that. So this is where I am thus far. And just for giggles, I'll go ahead and show you the time-lapse replay of how I got this far. Get a little bit of smudges off. Go ahead and keep her going. It's kind of hard to see. I got one hand on something else, so let me see if I can put it down, and then I can raise it up so you guys can see it a little bit better. But I tried to do one particular pose. I didn't like it, so I scrapped it and started over a bit. And I'll have a whole dedicated video to this by itself, but every day while I'm riding the bus, even if it's for a few minutes or whatever, I am working on this. I was taking the jacket that I was working on with me, and it was just getting damaged. You know, the paints need to set and dry and things like that without interruption. And I was chucking it in my bag, and it was getting scratched up and damaged. So I decided to go ahead and leave it at home. Make sure I don't have anything going on there. Okay, I think I pretty much work on the head. And I'll just bring that in a little bit more. And this will be my little project while I am while I'm commuting. And it's funny, I take 2 buses and a bike to get to work every day. And if I feel froggy, I'll just hop on my bike and ride for about 20 or 30 minutes to get to the next bus stop. That way it's only a bike and a bus to get home. But by that time I'm sweatier than a pig. I'll go ahead and zoom in a little bit because I do a lot of work on the face. I did a lot of work on the face yesterday. And then I started to see that it didn't look as much like her, like I wanted to. Like her cheek is just a little bit more full than it should be. But I'm like, yeah, we'll make it work. And I was thinking about having her tongue kind of come out, like she's kind of licking her, teeth or something like that. I don't know. But I need to fix that hat. I'm not really happy with that little hat there. And you'll also see that I tried to put bangs on her. And I was trying to decide, do I like her with the bangs, or does it take away from that Ariana Grande look? Let's see, I added more color to her legs a bit. And here come the bangs. And I'm like, oh, okay, she looks a little bit more Girl Next Door. And I was like, well, now it doesn't look like her anymore. So I took the bangs off and kept going. Yeah, now it looks more like her, more typical her. Worked on the ponytail a bit. And I think that's it. I think that's as far as I got. So here she is thus far. I'm going to put some color on the disc here. That's going to be it's supposed to be a platter, but also it's going to be like a CD. And then I'll probably put like some checks and stuff like that on her. Some musical notes or something like that. And black, white, and pink, I think. I think that's the color scheme I'm going to be using. Alrighty, and then I'm going to like cut her out and put her onto a shirt, and then make the diner on another one, because I'm going to experiment using like print and transfer paper type of thing. to see how it holds up and stuff. Anyway, it's a thought. Okay, so I'm out of this. Put this over here. And we'll go ahead and get started on what we came here to see, or what I came here to do. Bam, bam, bam. Work on our boy here. I'm going to see if I can finish up his hair, and let's see, add some paints and stuff like that to this. So I'll be working on this one, and if I can get it dried enough, I'm going to go ahead and work on the sleeve of Zenitsu. So this is the ultimate plan to get this way. I'm sorry, let me see, limited space here. Let me go ahead and fix this. All right. So here's what I'm going to be working on, because right now he looks kind of like Dragon Ball Z-ish. And then I'm going to be working towards painting more of this. And I still haven't gotten around to painting this edge here. I didn't want to miss my bus the other day. This close, this close. But yeah, as soon as my alarm goes off, I gotta run, and go catch a farther bus, because the bus that I usually take that's closer and gives me a little bit more time to chill with you guys, it's unreliable. So moving forward, let me stop bitching about my life. Let's see. So in a lot of the pictures that I've seen of this character, Tanjiro, his hair is more of a reddish brown or a purplish brown. Let me look at his source image again. Yeah, it's almost like I want to say burgundy almost. Can't quite place the color. It's like a purplish reddish color. So I'm going to try to add this color shift purple. I know it's going to be kind of ugly. Let's see. I'm going to try to work with it. Because it's like some of these characters are just don't seem as consistent as they should be. Let me add more red. And hopefully I'll get that. I'm using tulip fabric paint. I'm using a bit of the color shift. These are all acrylic paints. Some of them I'm using some Mod Podge in to make it stay a little bit longer, be a little bit more flexible. And let's see, I'm almost at the color. Maybe a little bit more red, a little bit more purple, maybe less color shift. Let's see. What do I have in my baggy tricks? Purple. I also decided to invest in some fabric, what is that stuff called? Fabric medium. I've been watching, and that's probably the reason why I'm a little bit late hopping on. I've been watching some videos where people are using the fabric medium, and they're getting pretty good results. I'm just cheap, or rather, I just can't afford the really super pricey stuff. So I ordered some off of Amazon, and it's about $8 or $9. I'll get the bill soon, and it should be coming today, so I'll be able to use it tomorrow. And I want to use it on a shirt. Let's see. And I'm thinking, let's see, because the stuff that I just mixed up, let me see if it's a little too brown. Well, maybe I might be able to make this work. Let me open up the red. Let's see, I think I got a red mixed up already. Yeah. Yeah, that's a ticket. Oh, don't tell me it's dry. Oh, no, it's got a little bit of life in it. I'm gonna see if I can mix it up together on here. Maybe I might get lucky. And if not, I can start over with white. Come on, you. Get in there. Just a smidge. Because it's like a reddish purple. It's not this red, though. Let's see if I can get this purple to work with it. Mix, damn you. And if I can... I just like this color shift thing. When you shift... Because I want my person who's wearing this, when they're moving around, it's not just purple. It's not just blue. It's a purplish blue. It just keeps shifting. Iridescent almost. Let's see. Not quite the color. Let's see. Yeah, I wish I had more of a variety of the these colors. Now, this is almost the color right here. Right there on this tip here. Let me bring this in. This is the color I was looking for. So yeah, it looks like it's red and purple together. This one's just a little darker, but we'll make it work. So it'll be a make it work moment. Put a little bit more red on my thingy here. My brush, my other thingy. Put the red down first, and then I'll throw the purple on top. Kind of get it to blend a bit. And it still kind of retains a bit of its shimmery look to it. Now I have a black color shift, but when I look at it, it looks kind of goldish in the light. It'll have like a hint of black, but it looks kind of goldish. More red, more red. Now, I also was inspired to look at my crayon coloring. I got a comment this morning. It was really nice. And it got me looking at examples to, you know, to support my comment or respond to the comment. And it was my crayons. And I'm like, oh my God, I miss my crayons. Oh my God, I really do miss my crayons. So I got caught up in watching my crayon videos. So expect a month where I'm going to be using crayons again. I mean, I fell in love with them all over again. And that was compliments of, let me see if I can find the person here. Oloy, Oloy Bascal commented, is crayon really that good, or is it just you inspiring me? And I'm like, it's good, dude, it's good. It's good. Yeah, it is good. I used to hate crayons with a passion. And once I discovered some techniques to get this damn thing to work, oh my gosh, I fell in love with my crayons all over again. It's just the trick is when you're looking at them, or I'm sorry, working with them, they look crumbly. And you got to get over the stigma that, you know, you used them as a kid. You know, they're everywhere. Crayons are everywhere. And, you know, I don't know. the effect when you put them on paper, you know, it's less than stellar, especially if you've been playing with, what is it called? Prismacolor. Once you've gone Prismacolor, it's hard to go back to BS. You know what I'm saying? But I looked at them and I'm like, holy crap! Once I started heating them up and then putting them on baby oil, oh my god, it just changed my religion. So, yeah, I'll probably do some more videos on those because it's just, I love the effect that it gives. And it's so cheap. You know, they're so easy to replace, easy to find. I can go to almost any store and find Crayola. Okay, give me one second. I don't know why my live here is not showing me anything. Okay, here we go. Alright, it should be showing my video. There we go. My video had disappeared on me. Alright, so the hair is, it does have a color shifting thing. So it goes from purple to kind of like a reddish tone. I need to add the black. Let me do that before I add heat. Crap, that's what I was looking for this morning, was the black. Let me close this up. I don't want it to dry out. Yeah, the thing about these fabric paints, you definitely want to keep them closed if you can. Pour them into a whole nother container if you can. You want to just, you know, take care of them. They get this skin over them, and then they start to just really dry. And by that time, they become kind of useless. Let's see, where is my black? Well, hell. Okay, here it is. All right. Black is all-consuming, so you want to use it kind of sparingly. When it takes over, it really freaking takes over. Let's see, and I'm wondering if I want to use brown instead of black. Let me see. No, I want to use black. Let me see. Let me use the cap here. Put a little bit of black in that. Just a smidge. And just try to paint it quickly. Now the edges of the highlighted color are pretty thin. It's not like Yu-Gi-Oh! Where it's like half the color, so I need to kind of thin out my highlights here. We'll just throw that one. We'll make that. And I'll kind of ease my black into it just a smidge when it starts to dry. There we go. And then I'll just kind of tease it down in there. Okay. There we go. My big old paw's in the way. Yeah, so expect that there'll be more Crayola in the future. I've got a shit ton of crayons now. Yep. Every time the kids go back to school, I pick up some. And even the Crayola markers will help you with your Crayola journey. What it'll do is that it can also enhance the colored pencil. So say your colored pencils are only so dark, you can add the Crayola markers of all sorts to get a really good results. I had gotten the brush type, and I use that every now and then. I don't use it as often as I did before because I've been painting and drawing digitally and getting away from my Crayolas, but they're still all around me. I'm still tripping over them, and it's like, remember me? Hello, I'm still here. And but yeah, um, if you ever want to try Crayolas or do some of these little Crayola challenges, it's not a challenge anymore when you use my techniques. As a matter of fact, it's like, psh, you know, it's not a challenge. It's too easy. The only downside that I have with the Crayolas is that you can't work anything smaller than the tip of your Crayola crayon, no matter how sharp you can get it, and you really can't get them too sharp. They dull up really fast, or they crumble. Um, you end up having to revert to a colored pencil in order to get to the really tiny, detailed areas. But that's the only gripe I really have now when it comes to crayons. You choose your paper wisely. You choose your subject wisely. Go big or go home. Because it's like it just cannot handle anything with fine detail. And I just about wanted to scream when I had gotten my, and I'll show you in a second, this Avengers book. I'm not a big Avengers fan. It's been a while since I watched the movies and stuff. But I had pulled that out and, or bought it rather. No sponsors yet. No sponsors yet. Pulled it out, and the artwork is so. Oh, here it is. Because I was playing with the idea of going and doing an art with edge. Let me move this to the side because it's got to dry a bit, and I got to put one more layer of black on. But the details are so damn tiny that there's no way a crayon can get up in this mug. Okay, let me see. Let me see if I can find my video here. Right here. How in the hell is a crayon supposed to get all up in here? These, even this. I mean, that is too freaking tiny. And that's the biggest thing, right? I mean, this is tiny. There's no way I can get really good detail with a crayon in this. So the choices of art that they chose, and this little shimmer here on the thing is kind of tight. I'm impressed with that. And I was like, ooh, ah. But no. I don't know if you guys got to see me do a flip through this book. But, like, this one is not too bad. But when you get up to the people in here, there's no way. A crayon cannot handle that. Even a kid with the greatest of talents isn't going to be able to hook yourself up with that. So that was the downside I had with this book. You have to use a colored pencil. And even with a colored pencil, it's going to be super difficult to get up in there. The paper itself is like, I think it was not 8.5 by 11. This is 8 by 10. Or the image inside is 8 by 10, something like that. And so, if I did color something like these, I mean, this one you might be able to get away with. But no. This one definitely you can get away with. You got it's big enough so that a crayon can get in there. And I'm thinking, like, if your crayon is dull too, you got to keep in mind that these things get dull pretty fast. But yeah, you would end up having to use either a marker with a fine tip, or you'd end up having to go with yeah, pretty much markers, because crayons aren't going to cut it. Maybe in the big areas, but when it comes to the really fine details, you're going to monkey up that face. Look at how tiny that is. There's no way. So I was really disappointed in this book, only because that it's not crayon size friendly. Maybe if this guy was bigger, I could really get some good details and stuff like that, but nah. I mean, the subjects are pretty cool. You know, but I'm more of a portrait girl. Let's see, like something like this. I like portraits. Give me somebody with a freaking soured expression, you know, and I'm happy. I don't need a big ass fight scene. I don't know. Uh, Now, for those of you who do need a big ass fight scene, you know, you might not be happy with using crayons. Yeah, markers maybe. I don't know. Definitely. I also like adding stuff in the background too. I don't know. It's just, these are kind of cool. I like images like this. Like I was doing the Beatles. Like I was doing the young Beatles looking this way, and then the old, gristled, tired-ass Beatles looking this way, facing each other. Never got to finish it, though. Never got to finish it, but maybe one day. But yeah, details like this, the best you can do is like color it all one tone. You know, it's like, unless you use a colored pencil, and your colored pencils are like wicked sharp. If your colored pencils are anything like mine, there's no effing way I'm going to be able to get all up in that mug and give it like the proper attention that it deserves. So, Marvel Studios, you rat bastards. Because these are the people I'm going to blame. Come on, you. Yes. You people. Make a coloring book that you can use your damn crayons with. Look at that. That's so... I know you want to see, you know, the size dynamic and stuff like that, but it's like, my crayons aren't gonna... I can do the cape. Yay. You know, things like this. Make a bigger book. This is freaking awesome, but make a bigger book. It doesn't have to be 8 by 10. Oh yeah, you can frame it. You can put it on the refrigerator. I don't know. It's just that you just can't really do it justice. Not unless you have like a really fine marker. I don't know. I could try to take a whack at it with my crayons. I'd like it, but you know what? I would make this bigger. I would make this like huge, like either, you know, like one of those big matte things. That's what this should have been done on. Anyway, I digress. And my stuff needs to be hit with some heat. I like the color shift in it. I gotta say, the color shift mixed with this, it kind of has that same tone with his like kind of burgundy-ish highlights mixed in with the purple, which kind of gives it a little bit more drama. I don't know if you can tell it from the screen. I'll move a little slower, but it's like, I like it. I like it. Okay, I'm going to switch to just music so that you guys don't have to hear this, the sound of this. But sometimes I might forget, so I apologize. You know, when you're in the groove and junk. All right. So, I mean, the paints go on really great once it's been primed, and they're vibrant. I mean, this is going to turn out fabulous. And since this is an acrylic paint, I'm going to go over it with Mod Podge to protect it, so that if my boy here, who's buying this, decides that he's going to wear something over the top of this, or wash it without turning it inside out, it won't all like flake off and scratch off. You'll at least have a little bit of protection on it. And again, to protect your work, if you can't afford the fabric medium, add a little bit of the Mod Podge, which is cheaper. Mod Podge is like $2 or $3, depending on the size that you get, and you don't really need a lot. Um, yeah, use that in there, and then after over time, it will soften with washes. But you gotta heat set it, which means that you need to put an iron on it, and just kind of like keep it moving. You don't want to leave it in one spot because the acrylic will bubble up. You're going to be putting a, what is it called? What are these papers? Not plastic wrap. What is that stuff called? Kind of like that butcher paper. I forget what it's called. So you protect your iron. You want to put like a little, you want to put something over it when you iron. Not freezer paper, that other one. It'll come to me. Words are hard on Thursday. But let's see. Watch, it'll come to me while I'm on my bike and nobody gives a rat's ass. But you can buy it in your grocery store and stuff. A lot of this stuff you can pick up at a store. I picked up these at Walmart, these paints. They can be mixed together and you can get other colors, but it's got your basics. You can make some really good skin tones, things like that. I need to, speaking of skin tones, I need to add to that. Let's see. And I think this was supposed to be black right here too. Let me move this down so you guys can see what I'm looking at. I'm looking at his little waist here. Yeah, I love this anime. It's like when it ends, when the episode ends, it's like, damn, keep going. I'm in. I don't know. I just get really super immersed into it. And a lot of animes and stuff, when I'm into it, I try to skip some episodes and stuff, stop watching it for a while, and then I can binge watch it later. And once I binge watch it later, I still get that, I still have that, I love this. I don't know. When you're raised on 80s cartoons, you just kind of get over the wait till next week when our hero says, wrecked him, it nearly killed him. It just, those cliffhangers that, you're like dying until the next week to see them. And hopefully there's a really good payoff. There we go. Now, also to save on black, you don't have to use black paint on a black hoodie. If you're strategic enough, you can use the hoodie itself as the black for you, or the color that you need. The hoodie itself is also another black for me. So like if I don't want a shiny black, or like I need to stand out from the color that's there, that's when I would add either a color to black or darken up that color. Like I've got, let's see, I think I've got like a little brown in the color shift black that's happening right here. And then I've got this regular black on top of this, and then I've got the hoodie black. So I've got different shades of black to set stuff off. So use your hoodie as, or the fabric color as something that you can use. Just to give you an extra, set of whatever you need. Okay, so he's got this sword here. Okay, that's gray. Okay, so I've already got the black parts down. I gotta get the gray in, so I gotta work with that in a different tone. I'm thinking maybe I might want to use this color shift, but it's more of a blue-gray that's happening there. Let's see. Now the color shift black that I have, this beast right here is metallic with a gloss finish, and supposedly it's supposed to look like the cap. Well, it doesn't. The purple looks more like the cap with the color shifting. And on fabric, you want to have that either the white primer or maybe a lighter colored shirt, and you want to go right onto it. I used purple, and it didn't really come out on my other purple shirt, and it definitely didn't come out that well on what do you call it? Maybe because I only used one coat, so we use multiple coats. I don't know. You just got to experiment a bit. But it seems to be working on this while the light is hitting it. All right. So what I did on the checks here, in order for it to look black still, I put the color shift on there, and the color shift by itself looks like this. Let me bring it closer. It's not quite black. It is kind of shimmery. So I didn't want that all over in all the checks. So what I did instead is I took a little bit of black and just kind of darkened up that shimmer, so that the shimmer is the highlight. Like down here, I left the shimmer here and darkened it up a little bit as it goes closer to shadow or into a darker tone. Let's see. So that's what's going on that. I'm gonna hit these one more time. Hit me, baby, one more time. I just want to make sure it gets what it needs, and then I'm going to dry it, coat it with Mod Podge until I'm happy, and move on to another part. You want to make sure at least that it's a good, dry enough so that it's not going to come off when something touches it. Not too tacky. Okay. But yeah, definitely, let's see. Let's see. I want to get this on here without making a big ass mess. I wonder if I can use this black somewhere else. I have a lot of black in this cap. Let's see. I'm going to hit it with heat real quick. Hate to have any of it go to waste. Okay, here we go. One more time for the giver. Oop, and I just realized that I need to give this scar some attention. Let me go ahead and use the color that I mixed up, and I think this might be a good scar color. Let's see, his scar is very weird. I thought it was a birthmark, and then I find out that it's I don't know what it is, like a mark of magic or something. I don't know. So I'm going to use a little bit of this. It's kind of a reddish brownish color. And it's kind of jagged, but it also changes. So like when, I think in another episode that I seen him in, it was kind of like this big jagged lightning scar looking thing. And then when I see him in another episode, it looks like it's all on his head. And I was reading somewhere where they said that it was a scar on his scar, or a scar on his mark. And I'm like, that's scar inception or something. I don't know. But it still doesn't tell me what it means. I don't understand. I don't know if it's because nobody else has a mark like that. His dad did. And his dad worked with fire or something like that. Danced with fire, dances with wolves and fire. I don't know. But, yeah, his dad had the scar or the marks. And his mark changes. So I don't know if it's maybe artists suck and they can't stay consistent. Or, what it is. I don't know. If you guys know, let me know in the comments. I hate being ignorant. We'll put a little bit of this gray, which looks like black, on here. And okay, all right, gray here. I think this is black up here. I have to check again. And then I think that part down there is blue, or light blue. It changes from picture to picture. It's kind of frustrating. I think it's a ploy to keep people from copying their junk. It's working. Sort of. I am the real Mojo Jojo. You are a fake Mojo Jojo. Oh, if you ever buy the Marvi Uchida fabric markers, see if I can get this thing to focus. If you ever buy these guys, don't buy them in the chisel tip. I don't like the chisel tip. Well, that's just me. I don't like the chisel tip. It comes with a bullet tip most of the time, and works good, lasts a long time. But these other ones, see, this is the tip that's the bomb. You can color fat. You can color what is the word? You can color thin, and they're good. I love these. But those chisel tip ones that I bought, they might have been sitting on the shelf for a while where I bought them. I don't know. That Michaels was kind of suspect. But yeah, they're pretty good. They're pretty cool. I use the blue when I need to when I'm on the road and stuff like that. I use these markers. I'm using the blue for anything that's white. For shadows and stuff like that. Usually I'd use a gray in the eyes, but I'm gonna use blue today. Because I got time, got time. I think the gray would look better. This also has, I bought the one that has like 29 colors. These are old. I've had these for a while. Let's see. Do I have a gray? It's worth a damn. Let's see what color. I had bought these as well from Walmart. Let's see. Use you in the teeth. Yeah, that's a decent gray. And there's these fat fabric markers. There we go. All right. Just for giggles, do a little bit more of a shadow on here. Okay. Will that work on the sword? Yeah. Cool thing about fabric markers, they do blend with each other. So, you can mix them together as while it's on the fabric. This I should have done with a board underneath. This one's kind of dried out, or it's drying out. Let me see if I touch it. Don't want to use water, but I want to see if I can get the color to come back. Let's see, where else can I add? Yeah, I need a board. Give it something that gives it pressure. Okay, scar looks like it's drying nicely. I think I want to add a little bit more color to it though. just a bit. Where are you? Oh, I put a cap on you. Nope, that's not it. Crap, crap, crap. Where'd you go? Is it? No? Yeah, it is. Okay. There we go. I'm gonna put just a little bit more. Make it look kind of ugly. There we go. Just a smidge. Alright, I'm going to hit this with some heat and then we're going to move on to another area. Hey Deshaun! Thank you! Thank you. It's coming along. Give me one quick second. Alrighty, so let me show you where we are thus far. Let's see, so we've got the dragon that's coming around the back end here, but I still need to get that white slash going across here, and I think I want to throw in the dragon's claws. I've got one way in the back here. It's kind of awkward because the claw is going underneath his armpit, which is going to be kind of awkward. These guys should be okay. Yeah, these guys should be okay. Alright, so with the dragon, I think I'm going to end up using 3 colors. Blue, maybe a light blue, a dark blue, and white, or leaving it white. And I'm trying to decide, do I want to put like a claw right here, like kind of like doing this like this on here. I could do it like right here. I just kind of want the dragon to interact with him, even though he's, or have maybe the claw come out like this, kind of like what I've got on the back with Nezuko. But yeah, the slash has got to come this way across, but I wanted to get his pants on first. And then slide it on down this way. On this one, I still need to do more primer around the edges to even out the jacket, and that's going to take some time. Yeah, this is going to end up being worked on over the weekend. Oh yeah, now I got to get that foot in while I got a chance here. Yeah, right now it's just at the ankle, and it just needs to come out more like this way. Let's see. And then I got my boy right here. I still have to throw more primer out this way, because I used at least 4 or 5 coats here with a little bit of Mod Podge in it, to protect it, to seal it. And then, let's see. I don't know, is that, if I have too many claws coming out, Nezuko joining the fight on the back. Let's see how this part is holding up. See, it's been bent and whatnot, and it's not cracking, so I'm doing really well. Mod Podge works good, lasts a long time. Okay, so there we go. My problem was that it was cracking on me. Don't do crack, y'all. Don't do crack. And you'll find that if you just use straight up acrylics and you haven't done anything to it, like heat set it or anything like that, it will crack on you. Or if you're like me and just toss it into a bag without care, it'll crack on you. This is not cracked. It is still stiff, but this is a jacket. It's very soft on the inside, and I think that'll overcome it. I'll ask my friend what he thinks when he finally wears it. But I prefer doing this method, painting on a jacket rather than on a t-shirt. T-shirts, it might kind of be, I don't want to say abrasive, but I like my shirts soft. So, okay, so here I have Nezuko on the back, coming out of a box. Lots of work to do, because this takes time right here, just getting that primer on. But once you have the primer on, you know, it's the bomb. I'm trying to overcome the black of the shirt. So I pretty much did that. I don't mind the way it is right now. Like right here, you can still see the shirt underneath the black. I'm going to cover that with white, but I don't need to do it on her hair or on her jacket. It's her face and her hands that I'm concerned about. So I need to add another coat of white on here. But in the meantime, you can at least see, and it kind of inspires me to keep going, if I see like progress. So her eyes will be about like right here. I want her looking out at whoever might be looking at her back. I don't think my friend wears a backpack, so Nezuko will be just fine. Now me, I wear a backpack. Okay, let's see. So I definitely need to protect mine. And then Nezuko's nose will be like right here. But I still want to add more white to it. I want to make that white stand out. One of the other things that I use in tiny areas is the painters. Where's that painters thing? God damn it. I use these guys right here, the painters, and because it's acrylic as well, and I just get into the little white areas here, or if I need to mix some colors together, that's where that would happen. Okay, so that's my buddy shirt that I'm working on now, and I don't know, Halloween is coming, and I think a couple years ago I had done this one. I went through all the effort to prime it, and this is a shirt with fabric paint on it. No Mod Podge. All shirt. I just kind of, I don't know, it's the clown from American Horror Story. And I just could not see myself finishing it. And I came across it again this morning, and I'm like, you know what? I need to finish it. He's pretty cool. I've got a video where I was debating whether or not to finish it. I know, right, Deshaun? So for fabric markers need water? No, don't add water to fabric markers. They will break down and degrade. It will not keep its bond. I'm kind of, let's see. I gotta go soon. I gotta come catch my bus. But yeah, this is all fabric paint, and I used, I think it was tulip fabric paint, the soft, but it might not be so soft. After a while, once it washes, you won't even notice this feel with the fabric paint. But it's like when I add Mod Podge to it as a sealant, I don't do that to t-shirts because Mod Podge is kind of, you know, it's hard. So I usually use fabric markers on t-shirts, but t-shirts still need to be primed. So fabric paints, if you have to use them, or just use a lighter shirt, or I guess you can do the bleach thing. I've seen people on videos use bleach, but I've had bad experiences with bleach. For one thing, it smells like hell, and if you use too much of it or you don't wash it off fast enough, I lost my cap. It will eat your shirt. It'll put holes in your shirt and weaken the fabric. So I'm really leery about the bleach thing. Where is that damn cap? Okay, this is Kim World problems where I put something down and I can't freaking find it later. Brilliant. But yeah, so this is, but I did another shirt with Tate. I have a video on that, and it came out awesome. It was still creepy, but it had that painterly look to it, and it looked badass. That was the first of its kind that I've ever done, and it was just like badass. So yeah, you can use fabric paints on shirts, fabric markers. If you need to blend them, I recommend getting them nice and wet. Like say you want to do a gradient, get them nice and wet, and if you can, this is a stained by Sharpie marker, but once these guys are dried out, you know, like you've used them all up, I love this tip. This tip is like a felt tip, kind of, sort of. Great tip. I wish these things were refillable. And I use them. I keep using them until they fall apart. Another good tip, another marker that I use, I'm trying to remember where it is. If you need to blend, here it is. Our Zig fabric color fabric markers. The tips on these are badass. It's the same tip as the stained by Sharpie. You could take two colors and then kind of, you can, when they're wet, they have to be wet, and you can kind of blend them together. My mistake was that I was using water. Once I used water, it breaks down the adhesion, and it looks great at the time, but it has a tendency to wash out. All right, you guys, I gotta get going. I will see you on the morrow. Hells yeah! Oh, hells yeah! If you got it thin enough, hold up for a second, Deshaun. I got to turn off my alarm. It's alarmed. Okay, yeah, absolutely. If you can get it thin enough, you can do it. If you have like I used a light box. And instead of using a light box, I have this table here that's glass, and I was using that. And I took my, what is it called? The Art with Edge. What is that thing called? Day of the Dead, and was able to do that on a white shirt. Yeah, by all means. It's tight. Yeah, all you have to do is, you know, like you have that lighted surface, whatever you can do to get it to transfer over. What I use, God, I wish I could find this damn lid. I'm about to like kick my own ass because I cannot find the lid to my black paint. And anyway, sorry. While I'm talking to you, I'll go ahead and keep going. But yeah, you can do that. You can get some white. Let's see. Like if you're say you're transferring. And what I did, since I don't have like a shit ton of money or anything like that, I took my lamp and just stuck it underneath, and it became my light table. I also have a light box from when I was taking animation in school, in college, and I could use that. But it still had like the little Acme pegboards, and to you know, to transfer it onto your shirt, you can use any B pencil, anything that's dark, but you want to make sure that you're able to go over it. So maybe you could use it as, you could use a number 2 pencil, but it's light. The B pencils are nice and dark, so you'll still have your lines. So Deshaun, we could talk more later, or you can just catch some of my fabric videos, and I'll catch you later, okay? You guys, thank you so much for watching, and like and subscribe. I've got a ton of videos. Where's my jacket? Oh crap, I don't know what I did with my jacket. Oh, it's in my bag. Okay, like where it belongs. Okay, and I'll see you guys on the morrow. But yeah, here's how the color hair went. I was working on this one with the Joker, and I was using this color shift, and it looks fabulous on it. So yeah, color shifts is cool. You may want to mix it in with that acrylic or fabric medium if you're concerned about it getting soft or something like that. Or if you are poor like me, you could throw in some Mod Podge. That will keep it from flaking. You want to coat it with Mod Podge, let it sit, or heat set it and whatnot like that, and you're good to go. You guys, again, thank you so much for hanging with me, and I will see you on the morrow. Deshawn, you have been a pleasure. And if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments, and I'll be able to respond back to you. All right, take care. Bye-bye.